Hey, what's up, guys? Ooh, let me move that gigantic mic arm out of the way. Hope everyone, I hope everyone had a good Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. The weekend is finally here. We are here. Hey, Godzilla, what's good, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope y'all don't mind. I am a little under the weather, as you can probably tell by the way my voice sounds tonight. So, we out here. Just gonna be sounding a little differently than usual. I got hit with a wave of sinus congestion out of nowhere on yesterday, and so I'm still recovering from that. Otherwise, haven't run a fever or anything like that. So, there's that to be grateful for at least. It feels like I'm suffering from allergies, which I guess would make sense because I visited a friend of mine the other night, and she's got a couple of cats, and I'm allergic to cats. And even though I medicated before going over there, I guess I didn't medicate well enough in advance to prevent getting allergified. I don't know if that's a word or not, but yeah, we're here. So we're just gonna take it a little easier here tonight. Because when I get all sinusy like this, like it just absolutely it absolutely just not only just kills my voice like this, but it saps all the energy out of my body. Hey Zeal, thank you so much for being here, sis. How you doing? And so we're just gonna be taking it nice and easy, like I said, and sort of in the spirit of tonight's sort of low energy, chill, taking it easy on ourselves vibe. We're going to be doing a very simple speed paint job using the slap chop method for our Celestian Sacresants that we finished building during the last stream. Now it's interesting because I've actually never painted a single model or unit using the slap chop method before. This will actually be my first time using slap chop specifically. I've used like a more traditional Zenithal Prime, using my airbrush in order to then speed paint up my minis. So it'll be mostly the same as to what we've experienced in the past. Hey Nikki, thanks so much for being here. Hope you're doing well. How are you tonight? What was I saying? So yeah, but instead of having my models already primed, Zenithal style, we're actually going to be building up the values from scratch here altogether tonight, which is something I haven't been able to do live on stream yet because I don't really have the proper equipment for airbrushing live on stream without potentially damaging my camera equipment. So I'm excited to actually like show y'all how I like to build up light values on my minis before I even apply any color to them whatsoever, right? So that's gonna be our main focus tonight, is we're gonna be doing that. Then we're gonna get right to slapping some paint on there, and who knows, we might be done with this small unit of 5 sisters by the end of stream tonight. Speaking of stream, as always, I'm super grateful to you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Chimera Games. I might be sick, but that doesn't stop me from doing any of the necessary self-promo in order to get this channel to grow. If you're new here and you're watching right now, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see here tonight, as well as smash that notification bell. That way you know exactly when we go live every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here at youtube.com/@ChimeraGames. Thank you so much to the 93 of you who have subscribed to the channel. We are very close to reaching our very first subscriber goal of 100 subscribers, just 7 more to go. So also please don't forget to share this channel with your friends again if you like what you saw here, and of course please leave a like on the stream as well. It goes a very, very, very long way in helping out the channel to show your support in that way. So, all that preamble out of the way, we got a solid 3 hours and some change here together tonight. So let's get to some painting. So, Also, just to double check, y'all can hear me just fine, right? I mean, I'm like not able to talk at my normal volume at all, which I don't know, to some of you might be a blessing rather than a bit of a setback, but you know, and if it is, I'm not offended, truthfully. I understand that I am a rather loud person at times. But yeah, just let me know how the sound is and everything. Okay, perfect, Godzilla in it. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so to sort of show where we're kind of going with this speed paint. So here's one of my original Celestian Sacresants that I painted way back during my first initial run of painting minis. Like over this mini right here is probably a little over a year old at this point. So I finished it sometime in the spring of 2022, I want to say. So like I've mentioned in the past, because my my main color for the majority of my infantry units is a dark blue, I wanted to select something for my more elite units, such as my Celestian Sacresants, that would be kind of in line with the color scheme I've already established, but just unique enough to distinguish them from sort of the rank and file sisters. So for my Celestian Sacresants, I chose a nice dark purple to slap on top of them, and then as my signifier for my elite units, as I've mentioned before, I inverted the color scheme on the cloth and put the white on the outside and the sort of copper color on the inside of the cloak, again just to give them a little something to set them apart. So we're going to be doing something very similar with our speed paints here tonight, and we'll see how that goes. But before we do any of that, we must start off first from the very basics. Right now we just have our minis here just primed straight black and using the slap chop method in a pretty orthodox way. Pretty much the standard slap chop method is what we're going to be going with here today. We are going to first build up the light values in a sort of monochromatic way on the miniature before we move on to applying color. Since all of our paints are transparent, if we do this right, then all the lighting work we've applied to the miniature will shine directly through the paint, and it'll save us a lot of time in the long run in order to get this mini up to snuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move to a sort of mid-tone of a gray. Of course, y'all know my favorite gray is French Mirage Blue from excuse me, Vallejo model color. So that's the first thing that we are going to apply to the miniatures by simply taking a dry brush like this one right here. And we are going to just do a very little less than delicate dry brushing all over the models first. So let me just shake this up real quick. And of course, as always, friends, while I'm getting this all ready here, I'd love to hear about your days. How's everyone been? I've missed y'all since the last stream a few weeks ago. It's been 3 weeks. Or I guess 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since I last saw y'all, so I'm curious to know what's been going on with y'all in the meantime, between time. Did I see the NIDS? Oh god, yes, Godzilla NID. Oh my god, I saw the NIDS reveal. That Norn Emissary looks so cool. And the new Pyrovore model, oh my, those are my two favorites easily. How about you, man? What'd you like best from that reveal? That should be shaken up enough. Let me load the Sister Superior onto our paint handle here. There we go. Make sure she's nice and secure. Perfect. Look up Neurolictor 40K and scroll down. Alright. Let me see what we got here. Neurolictor 40K. Hold on, okay. I won't scroll down if that's the case. First of all, this Neurolictor looks really cool. Like, the actual model itself looks so cool. Second of all, all I have to say is, after after scrolling down a little bit right there. So, yeah, we're not gonna shut that stream. Oh my God, people are so crazy. Oh my God, people are insane. They are insane, truly. They are insane. All right, so let's load up our dry brush here. Zoom out a little bit actually, so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. And let me refocus the camera too. There we go. So just gonna take our dry brush, and we're going to take the brush to just a dry surface here. And without re-rolling it into the paint, we're just going to roll off a bunch of the paint here. Make sure we're working it through all the bristles. It is kind of weird, yes, I agree. But it is a really cool model at the same time. Alright. I'm going to test that on my skin here in a little bit just to see how that worked. Let's see, let's test that on my hand right here. Alright, a little too loaded still, so we're going to roll a little bit more paint off here before we move on. The reason why I'm using a plastic dry palette as opposed to paper towels, because I learned recently that if you use something a bit smoother to rub the paint off onto when dry brushing, it actually creates a much smoother texture on the dry brush. I'm usually a pretty big fan of like that sort of sketchy, sort of like sketch drawing look that dry brushing with like a paper towel can often provide. But I just want to try this method and see what happens. I'm also going to use my cutting mat here too, because it's actually a pretty decent surface for doing this too. The goal is to make it so that the paint isn't too wet, because then it'll ruin the effect we're going for, if it is. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. Hold on. There we go. That should be fine. Alright, now we can start doing this for realsies. Alright. Gotta be a little careful here. Actually, hold this a little bit closer to the base, because I can tell this thing wants to shake. And yep, there it is. It popped off. I knew it. Alright, cool. That's okay. That is okay. I'm just going to hold the model by hand for the time being. Make sure we work this ever so gently. Avoiding the deepest recesses, of course, because those are supposed to remain in shadow. And we're just going to let the brush catch where it may. And I broke the... Oh, wow. I did not assemble this one very well at all, because it's just falling apart all over the place. That's fine. That is okay. We will keep on keeping on anyway. There we go. But yeah, Godzilla, would you say that the Neurolictor was your favorite model from the reveal? Oh man, I low-key forgot how tricky this is to do without an airbrush. This is the first time in a while I've done something like this. Your favorite was the Norn Emissary. The Norn Emissary did look pretty sick. It does look so badass. I bet you that thing is going to sell out quick when it drops. When the new Tyranid line drops, that thing is going to sell out so fast. It's going to sell out so fast. You heard it here first, folks. Alright. Now, the important thing to keep in mind too here is that we're basically simulating a light source shining down onto the model from about a high noon 12 o'clock position here, which means we don't have to necessarily cover every part of the model in our higher color values, just the parts we think wouldn't shine through in sort of in real life. Considering that Leviathan was still online for like 3 hours, I should be able to get one. Yeah, I agree. Seems like GW are making a decent amount of all these new releases, so or at least they did with Leviathan, so hopefully they keep the trend up with these new NIDS releases. I am switching really quickly to a smaller dry brush so I can get a little bit more inside of these sort of nooks and crannies. The beautiful thing about Sisters is that they're so detailed with all their little nooks and crannies and folds and whatnot, but that also makes them somewhat tricky to paint at times too. It is both a blessing and a curse, but that's okay. We will take what we are given and roll with the punches. Yeah, that's not looking too bad, actually. Now, after I finish this initial step, I'm going to super glue this model back onto its base. Sorry if you explained this, but are you starting with a gray, then switching to a white for a zenithal effect? No need to apologize at all, Nikki. Yep, that is exactly what we are doing here. We're going to start with a gray, then we're going to move up to a white, ultimately to give it a nice zenithal effect without using an airbrush. As a sort of peek behind the curtain, I guess you can say. Part of the reason why I did not zenithal highlight these using my airbrush as I was prepping for tonight's stream is because around the time I was supposed to be doing that, I started feeling sick and I just did not feel like putting on my respirator in order to airbrush because I was already experiencing so much sinus pressure that I was like, that would feel terrible. So I just barely lasted long enough to get them primed black at the very least. And then from there I was like, all right, I can't wear this thing anymore. Plan B, please. And I was like, oh, wait a second. Slap chop, of course. And so that's how we got here. And I figured it'd be fun too to show the sort of light value building process on stream for the first time ever too. Since I typically can't do that because I typically am using my airbrush. Doing it this way actually enables me to show you more of the process, which is pretty cool. Just gonna dust off this leg here while it's still detached from the rest of the model. Oh man. There we go. Alright, let me grab my plastic cement so I can attach the leg. And we'll use our super glue to attach the model back to the base. I'll just brush a little bit. That just looked like it needed a little bit more TLC right there. Alright. Just enough plastic cement. And we are going to do this. There we go. And see, you can see how the effect especially makes this this right boot right here. Let me zoom in on this actually so I can talk about this. But I love the way this effect makes it so that, for example, Yeah, if you look on her left, like, well, to us it's her left leg, but it's actually her right. If you look like around like the area of the knee pad right here, right? It's like you can start to, camera's falling out of focus. You can see how like it looks like light is bending around the knee pad there, as it would in a quote unquote realistic way. So that's kind of what we're generally going for here. That's kind of what we're trying to build up across the entire model, is that sort of simulated lighting effect from our Zenithal Prime. Let's see here. Nikki says, by the way, Godzilla, I don't know how you deal with painting so many models. I've learned to absolutely hate painting nids. What makes nids so What makes nids so tricky to paint, Nikki, out of curiosity? I've never painted nids before, so I don't have any experience with that. I'm just gonna re-glue this onto the base. Nids are love, nids are life. And that's really all you need. All you need is love. 20 nids at once, tiny details on all of them, true. True. The new models especially are so detailed. I only have 60 gene stealers. Oh my god, Godzilla, did you crack me up, man? You crack me up. Alright. You know what? I might just do the rest of the Zenithal priming with the models in my hand, because what I want to avoid is like kind of accidentally creating a fulcrum for the model to break off, kind of like what just happened. If I can just hold it a little bit closer to the model itself, I think it'll probably work out a lot better. Okay, brush still looks a little wet, so let's get that in there too. Yeah, still very wet. Okay, I'm running out of space on this mat. That's okay though. Is there just one mini you have a lot of for no reason? For me, it's Hive Tyrants. Ooh, interesting. I wouldn't say there's a mini that I have a lot of for no reason. Trying to think. I guess technically the mini I have the most of is Battle Sister squads. So I have about 30 standard Battle Sisters, but that's more so just because of my army list that I had in mind sort of demanded that I do, you know. If I really wanted to have some fun, I'd collect a ton of like the Repentia, the Sisters Repentia, just because I think they look pretty cool. And also plopping down like, I don't know, like 30 million Repentia. Not 30 million, like maybe like what's a high number of Repentia? Like 50 Repentia onto the battlefield would be kind of fun to do. Troops makes sense. Yeah. Our Gene Stealers, I remember like in some point, maybe it was like before their 9th edition codex dropped, I remember they were classified as like elite at some point in their history, but they're a troops choice now is my understanding for Tyranids, right? Or am I wrong? They are not battle line, I see. That's right, I low-key forgot that it's a whole new terminology now for 10th edition. No more battlefield role slots. RIP battlefield role slots. You will not really be missed. I don't know, a lot of people I've talked to say they like that battlefield slots and like the old detachment system from 9th edition are no longer a thing. And I'm inclined to agree with those people too. Methinks. Let's see. It's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty gray. The thing about doing this whole slap chop thing for me, I feel like I have to keep in mind always when I'm doing this, is to not panic when I like can't get to a particular corner on the front of the model, because I gotta remember that, like, oh wait, if light would normally not be able to reach that part of the model, that's actually fine, and if anything, it'll help me to sell the effect I'm going for more. You have 7 Hive Tyrants? Yo. God damn, it's a shame you can only include 3 of the same non-battle line data sheet in your army, because I don't know, 7 Hive Tyrants? That'd be low-key kind of cool to, like, not even just field, but also fight against too as a non-Tyranids player, I feel like. Well, Hive Tyrants, what? There was a Hive Tyrant included in the original Combat Patrol box for Tyranids, right? What did you collect any number of those by chance? Could that be part of the reason why you have so many of them now? Some of my terrain bits are coming up off the model, but that's okay. Fuck it, we ball. Okay. I never bought the Combat Patrol, it just happened. Word. It do be like that sometimes. This brush is a little loaded. Let me rub some of that off. There we go. Let's see. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's just buffering, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Y'all let me know if stream bugs out or anything like that. Which I know y'all will. Because y'all are just chill like that. But yeah. Ooh. Alright. Just gotta apply a little bit more onto the shield there. So I'm on to her chest plate right there too. Let's see. Close out of this notification on my computer because it's annoying, and we're back. Okay. So yeah, there wouldn't be light there necessarily, so I'm not going to stress too much about that. I want to get the top of the halberd here. Alright. So far, so good. So far, so good. Gotta get in there a little bit. So like I said, this is the tricky thing about not using an airbrush, is you have a bit of a harder time getting into all the little nooks and crannies. But that's okay though. This is actually going pretty well so far though. Oh yeah. This is great. Perfection. Alright. Touch that. Perfect. I am satisfied with that. Godzilla, I know you said it one time in a past stream, but remind me roughly how many points of Tyranids you own exactly? Probably 6,000 to 10,000. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Around about. Good stuff. Have you gotten very many have you gotten very many oh, excuse me. Have you gotten very many 10th edition games in yet since the edition started? And I just popped that shield off by mistake. Whoopsie daisy. Also, Nikki, if you're still here, been following your Space Marine progress on Instagram, dude. They look sick, my guy. I absolutely love your color scheme. It reminds me of it low-key reminds me of one of my favorite soda flavors, which is vanilla Coke. So call me a little partial, but it's true. Your color scheme looks really sick. Just wanted to let you know that live in 4K, well, technically 1080p, in front of the good people of the internet. So there you go. It's still a little wet. And Godzilla too, your Tyranid progress on your Instagram that you've been showing off is freaking sick too, my dude. I really adore your color scheme too, especially the greens you use. Phenomenal. Y'all both have such a great eye for color. I feel inspired whenever I look at y'all's work. I've gotten 2 games, one mirror match with Nids, which I won, and one against Grey Knights, which I lost. Oh, interesting. How was the Grey Knights game? Can you talk a little bit more about that? I'm very curious to know, just because I've heard a lot of excuse me, I've heard a lot of mixed things about Grey Knights, mainly from Grey Knights players. In my Discord group that I'm a part of. I was running a shooting list and he melee rushed me. Ah, interesting, interesting. That's something I didn't know about Grey Knights, that they could be so potent in melee. But then again, they're a pretty elite army in general, right? Kind of like, not at necessarily the level of Custodes, but in a similar way to how Custodes are a pretty elite force. Grey Knights are too, is my understanding. Stop me if I'm wrong. I'll repair this shield real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna reapply this glue. Zoom out, fix the camera a little bit there. Perfect. There we go. Okay. I still try to work on this model a little bit, and then I'm probably gonna have to back off so I can let the super glue dry in peace. There we go. Thankfully, with regard to the dry brushing, this model is actually mostly done. Don't need to take a few more passes. Only need to take like a few more passes at it before we're ready to move on. There we go. Yeah, that should work. Okay. There we go. Some more paint. Pour some of that right there. There we go. There we go. Just need a little bit more paint on there this whole time, and that should be good right there. Okay. All right. Need this to be a little more gray. Yeah, kind of like that. Perfect. Literally almost forgot that I just super glued that shield back on. I would have been so frustrated if I had knocked that off again. Okay. So that's that. Let's move on to the next sister. Just gonna use this brush from now on, honestly, to do all the dry brushing because it's a little gentler, and I guess more appropriate for the size of the sisters too. So, all very good reasons to stick with this brush. Okay. All right. Now this one is a lot more open facing in her stance. So we're actually going to be applying a lot more gray onto this mini than we have the ones before. Oh my god, you guys. I don't know if y'all have caught wind of the Kai Cenat story, but for those of you who are unaware or who may not be aware, today in Union Square here in the city, Kai Cenat tried having a gift card and PS5 giveaway or something in Union Square Park, and it got really chaotic. The TLDR is it turned into like a full-blown riot at some point, and literally like the police came and shut down like the entirety of 14th Street. They shut down like everything nearby Union Square, which unfortunately included the subway station too. That subway station is along my route home, and literally my entire commute was slowed down by like 30 whole minutes, all because some dudes wanted a PS5 from Kai fucking Cenat. And I'm like looking at the footage from the day, or from the moment earlier today. I'm like, now why the fuck did they think this was a good fucking idea? Like, it was just like, it was so poorly organized. There was no organization, quite frankly. And it was just like, you could just tell this shit was doomed to fail. I think one of the reports I read said there were like at least 500 people on the west side of Union Square Park, on the southwest side of Union Square Park, which, for those of you who have never been to New York or never been to Union Square, I should have gone and gotten the PS5. I don't know. Maybe using my my highly adaptable survival skills, maybe I could have fought my way out of the crowd and left with a PS5. Who knows? But for those of you who've never been to this to like Union Square Park, it suffices to say that 500 people cannot fit in that corner of the park at all. So yeah, bit of a clusterfuck. Was really upset that my whole ass commute got slowed down by this shit. And yeah, I hope they never try that shit again around here. God damn. It was so funny. On the subway, people were learning in real time. On the same train I was on, people were learning in real time just like what the fuck was happening. And the amount of groaning I heard coming throughout like the entire train car. It was comical, y'all. It was so fucking comical. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's just about it. It's all good though. At least it didn't make us late for stream, which is the real important part. I'm so happy to be back here with y'all. Genuinely, streaming is one of the things I look forward to most in my week. It's the thing I kind of look forward to the most in my week, other than, you know, weekend afternoon nap time. There's weekend afternoon nap time, which is of course very sacred to me. And then of course, there's spending time with you guys. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. As always. So one thing I'm learning and realizing as I'm doing this is that sisters are really hard. Not hard, not really hard, but they are. Oh, thank you, Godzilla. The pleasure is mine. I appreciate that, dog. Sisters are low-key kind of tricky to slap chop. There's a like surprising amount of detail packed into such a tiny package when it comes to sisters models by and large. And that can make certain things like this a little bit harder to do. Not as many flat open panels really to go over. So it requires a bit more of a delicate touch. And you know, in general, if you try painting Thousand Suns, so true. I think if there was ever one army I would outright refuse to paint ever, low-key it'd be Thousand Suns. I could not handle all that gold trim. And to those of you who can, I tip my hat. My imaginary hat that I do not own. I tip that shit to y'all, because holy crap. I would. I would suffer immensely if I had to do all that. Give me 1 second here, y'all. Okay. What else is there? Oh, another life update. I had a second interview on Monday. Not a second interview, but a first interview for a different job on Monday. So I'm happy to finally be getting, some interviews booked, all while being on this grueling job hunt. So I'm waiting to hear back about whether or not I move on, because I know that there are 2 more rounds of interviews for this job. So I find out in about a week and a half or so if I move on, or at least I'm supposed to. There's a video a video of speed painting Thousand Suns in an hour? That's freaking wild. Holy crap, that's insane. I'm gonna have to go look that up later. See what all that's about, because holy shit. That's terrifyingly impressive. Okay, paint was still a little wet when we started applying it just now, but that's okay. It would usually be like a half hour for other factions. True. Yeah, if it's like an hour for Thousand Suns, then yeah, it'd be much faster for other factions for sure. Because Thousand Suns are one of like the slowest armies to paint, period. It's that gold trim, dude. I'm telling you, it's that gold trim. Oh shoot, I literally just flicked the shield off of that. Sister, I gotta go find that. That flew somewhere behind my desk. Whoopsie daisy. And I just broke off this arm. Okay. This sister was apparently also not very well glued on either. That, or I'm dry brushing really aggressively. Frankly, I'm pretty sure it is the former, not the latter. Alright, let me go find that shield real quick. Couldn't have flown too far. In fact, here it is right here. Okay. I'm actually just going to go ahead and finish the dry brushing on the shield before I reattach it, just to make things a little easier on ourselves here. Definitely was a little too aggressive. See, how did this one look? Roughly like that, right? Okay, so we would want to actually apply some gray here. And going down the shaft here too. Let's see here. All right. That should work just fine. Like a little bit of this edge right here. Okay, perfect. So in order to reattach this, I want this to be like that, which means it gets no light right here across like the left side of her chest. So that means that we don't have to do anything else. We can just move to reattaching this immediately. Put more gray on there, right there. Perfect. Okay. Where's my plastic cement? Here we go. Let's reattach this arm. This is roughly how it was oriented before. Oh. All right. There we go. Okay. And for the shield, we're going to need super glue. Too much super glue. Way too much super glue. Although I did mean to put some down there on the shield, on the leg though, closest to the shield. Because it was attached, the shield I remember was attached down there too, so. There we go. For some reason, Gene Stealer cults are really overpowered right now. Well, don't they have some sort of respawn mechanic associated with them? Or like where you can basically like redeploy an entire like unit worth of models if they like go down or something like that? I thought I remember reading something about that recently. Or did I read that incorrectly? And while you guys are, and while you're explaining that, God's, oh, it is the case, I see. I will be right back, y'all. I got some super glue on my fingers. I need to go get rid of that immediately. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back, y'all. Apologies for the brief interruption there. Of course, safety always comes first. Even before painting miniatures, I know, crazy thought. But yeah, quick and easy tip, if you ever get super glue on your fingers, some hot water and some soap applied very soon after contact will just wash it right away. Literally, with super glue, literally the longer you wait, the harder it gets to remove. But it's actually pretty easy to remove if you act fast enough. So there you go. Godzone says just finished Dave's carapace. Ooh, very nice, very nice. How close in terms of percentage would you say Dave is to being done at this point? Like 75? Nice. Very nice. Okay. Wash off this brush before I forget. Don't really want paint to get caked in there. Okay. All right. So that should just about do it for our gray phase here. Might actually do one more pass at this sister right here. At this sister right here. Just to get some more gray on her shoulder pads. Looks like she might be lacking some gray on there. Okay. Okay. All right. That ought to do. That ought to do. So let's remove the gray from the brush and move on to our next tone, which is going to be a little bit brighter, but not quite a pure white yet. So before moving on to a pure white, I'm going to take a pass with my pale sand, use a nice little warm off-white just to give it a bit more of a realistic warmth to it before we move on to the absolute brightest bits. If I were using an airbrush, this would still be the next paint that I turn to too, so. And as we transition to this next phase of our slap chop process, let me just once again say thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Sorry my voice sounds like garbage right now, but I am on the mend, I am happy to say. If you are enjoying what you see here tonight here on youtube.com/Chimera Games. It would mean absolutely everything in the world to me if you could please subscribe, hit the notification bell, of course, and leave a like, excuse me, not a comment, not just yet, not until it turns into a VOD, but leave a like on the stream as well. Goes a long way in helping to support the channel. And if you want to follow me on my social media, all my social media can be found down in the description of this stream. My Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitter. If we're even still calling it that right now. So, thanks guys. All right. X. Right, excuse me. Pardon me. It is x.com now. Yes, of course. It makes it sound like something else. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean, Godzilla Nerd, and that is literally the entire problem. Like, come on. Also, like, why would you sacrifice like nearly 2 decades worth of superior name brand recognition to like this shit will truthfully never make any sense to me whatsoever. This decision, I'm just like, bruh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Sorry, I had to go publicly hate on the Nids. Oh no, Godzilla Nid, how do you reply? But welcome back, Nikki. Oh, I don't think you heard me say earlier, I was complimenting you on your color scheme for your Space Marines. I've been, of course, following your painting journey on your Instagram. Looks sick. Said earlier that it reminds me low-key of one of my favorite Coke flavors, which is the vanilla Coke flavor. So I guess you can say I'm a little bit biased. A little bit biased, but there you go. Oh Godzilla Nerd. Don't cry, my son. The Minotaurs, yeah, the Minotaurs, exactly. Yeah, man, they've been popular, and rightfully so. They look sick after all. Glad to see you're, of course, getting the recognition that you oh so well deserve. Mini Wargaming Dave liked my post on base. Oh my god, wait, what? That's sick. Wait, which post was it? Because I didn't even catch that. Tyrannid's body, the Space Marines at Ogram. There it is. I was waiting for someone to bring up Ogram. The Terminators, I pinned them. Ah, perfect. I'm gonna go take a look at that. Actually, why don't we all take a look at that together right now, actually. Damn, he just liked them. No comments, remember anything. Still, that's pretty freaking sick, though. All the same. Nice. Okay. So see now you see even better what we're going for here now that the Sister Superiors had her next layer done. Oh, let me grab the other side of the spear too before I forget. Yeah, that's really coming together now. Whenever I do any sort of Zenithal type of work, I always get so nervous about how if it's gonna look good or not. Hey, Gray, thanks for popping in. Good to see you. But then, like, when I apply, like, the brighter layers, it all starts coming together. All of a sudden, I'm like, ah, yes, let's fucking go. Okay. Real quick, I want to take a look at Nikki's Minotaurs real quick. Let me pop onto the old Instagrams. Pop onto the old Instagrams real quick. Godzilla, thanks for the story. Like, appreciate you. Okay, where do we go to Nikki's page? Oh, yep, I see you got it pinned right here. Oh, God, every time I go on here, I just see your Minotaurs like, dang, they look amazing. All right. See here. So, y'all, here you go. This is Nikki's Instagram page, ghostcat_mini-art. Fantastic work being done on this page, as you can see. Oh, I love this object source lighting, by the way. This looks so fucking good. Also love the camo cloaks on your infiltrators here. That looks sick. But we're here to talk about this post real quick. Yeah, look at those Minotaurs. Look at those Terminators, man. They look sick. Love the Delta insignia on the mask. Love the OSL, the object source lighting done on the eye sockets, and also on the little, like, I guess you can call them scopes or whatever, on the side of this Gatling gun right here. And of course the sword looks fucking fantastic too. And if we go to look at the likes, let's see, where are you? Up, there he is, the man himself, Mini Wargamer Dave. Look at that. That's fucking sick, man. Amazing. Just readjusting my monitor here. What up? Oh, my voice? Oh, yeah, no, no, I'm a little sick, Gray. I'm a little sick, Gray, so yeah. Kind of dealing with that right now, but that's okay. Just sinus congestion out of frickin' nowhere, you know? He's been attacked by Nurgle. Yes, I have been attacked by Nurgle. Yeah, I ended up getting some more Terminators on eBay. I loved doing them. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, I gotta say that the new Terminator models look freaking sick. They definitely gave those boys a glow up between their last models and the new ones. I know Ultra Lord, who I think I've mentioned before, in addition to playing Thousand Suns, also plays Salamanders. I remember him being particularly excited about the new Terminator lines too. Chimera Games follows me. Oh shit, for real? Chimera Games follows you? Oh shit, that's so cool, man. I wish Chimera Games followed me. I'm such a cheeky little guy. Oh damn, I hope you feel better. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate you. How are you doing? I'm alright. Cool, cool, cool. Did you have work today or anything? Do any work in the costume shop or whatever? Buster, we gotta get you more pallets because you can't be using your cutting mat like that. Yeah, but you know, it's what I got to work with right now. And it works. No rule saying I can't use my cutting mat like this. Wait, shut the front door, y'all. Ghost Cat Mini Art also follows me. Actually, low-key, Nikki following anyone on Instagram is truly a high honor because Nikki's work is sick. So, nah, that genuinely is, no sarcasm whatsoever, a really cool thing as well, of course. I'll never forget the moment y'all both followed me. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. New friends. This is sick. I really appreciate y'all's support, especially as fellow hobbyists. No problem, Nikki. Oh, that's right. You're still on vacation. That's right. That's right. How much longer are you on vacation for? A week? Oh, that's nice. That is very nice. God, I wish I was still on vacation right now. I mean, vacation with the exception of being able to stream to you guys. This past week at work was pretty rough, not gonna lie. In addition to just being a re-entry to work after vacation. Things were just kind of rough at work this week, but it's okay. We made it all the way to the weekend, so at least we survived. Truthfully, verily, TGIF, y'all. TGIF, y'all. TGIF. Do people even still fucking say that anymore? Did you know that Space Marines taste really good? Yes, I had this one strange, rather bug-looking fellow tell me once that he once considered the taste of a Space Marine to be like a well-cooked filet mignon, apparently, with a little garlic aioli on the side. Oh my god, I am cracking myself up tonight, y'all. Yep, that's why GW makes more Marines. Yep. They wouldn't fly off the shelves as much if they didn't taste so damn good. That's just facts. Okay. Alright. Got an unstable connection, so excuse me if I disappear. No worries at all. No worries at all. Given how far away you are currently, I understand. Appreciate you tuning in, by the way, despite the time difference. Lunchtime entertainment, nice, nice. Let's see here. Holy fucking shit. Hold on, y'all. I just saw the biggest fucking cockroach in my life. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. you guys, I have seen some shit in the last 2.5 to 3 minutes I've been gone. I engaged in chemical warfare operations that resulted in the successful elimination of an enemy insectoid. This might have violated a Geneva Convention or two, but in the end, we do believe the ends justify the means. This one was for Agram. This one was for Agram. Did I not raid my room? I didn't raid it entirely. I just got it in the one spot. It was stationary, so I got it in like the one little spot it was in. No big deal. I've done it before. With that being said, this stream was brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Oh my god. Anyway. Okay, but to be perfectly clear though, I did not actually use so much raid that I needed to put on my respirator. That was just for the fucking bit. That's honestly the reason why it took me so long to come back, because I had to go and find that, because I left it in the spot where I was airbrushing last night. I just thought it'd be a funny bit. I'm actually genuinely fine, guys. Hardy har, Chimera does comedy, if you can even call it that. Anyway, where did I put my plastic bag? I am so okay, but real talk, I am actually so fucking pissed that that happened, because I've had an exterminator in this goddamn apartment like 3 fucking times, and I'm just like, can you just fucking stay away? Fuck, dude. Ugh. God damn it. Oh, oh my god, Lenny Crafted liked one of your posts. That's sick. Which post did Lenny like? Fuck, man. Yeah, he's a big creator. Yeah, I've seen him before. Alright, what did I fucking miss while I was gone? Oh god, y'all are funny. Eat it? Yeah, no. Eat it. Oh my god, this is the first time you've seen me use the Be Right Back screen, Gray. That's crazy. When Chimera. Alright, y'all, chill. This Warlord one, nice. I gotta send you the ant infestation I had this morning. Maybe don't. Maybe don't. I don't think I need to see that. And yeah, right, great answer to your question. We're doing something called the slap chop method on these models right now. Give them some light volumes before we apply any color to them. Pretty much is how this is gonna go. I don't think I absolutely have to see it. I don't think there's anything that says I do. God fucking damn it. Sorry, I'm like flinching right now, because every time I see a fucking shadow move in this room, I'm thinking it's another fucking bug. These are not the bubblegum ones, no. This is for my Sisters of Battle still, not Death Guard. Those are going to be after this army project is complete. That's a whole different army. And I was betting on the Roach. Honestly, Godzilla it, I respect that. Gotta stick with your tribe. I get it. I get it. No harm, no foul, friend. Mods. No, I'm kidding. Ooh, my voice came back a little bit. That whole incident injected some vitality, some viv back into me. It's amazing what your body will do when you're in fight or flight mode. Consultant's like, no. Oh, man. Alright, popped this one off the base by mistake. That's okay. Just gonna get some super glue on that real quick. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Tyranids better than sisters. I humbly respect your opinion, Godzilla did, and I shall leave it at that for now. Put a little more super glue on the back right there, the back of the foot, just to make sure that it's super secure. There we go. Literally over here checking over my shoulder for a goddamn cockroach, bro. That low-key rocked my shit though, y'all. You have no idea. Oh, you have no idea. Very funny, Godzilla did. Alright, not gonna lie, I did check OBS to check behind me real quick just to make sure there wasn't actually one. Godzilla, you think you're funny. You think you are so funny. That was pretty good, my guy. I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. You are indeed quite hilarious, indeed. Indeed. I would know. I'm just happy I didn't knock anything over the in the course of my reaction to my little intruder, my little friend. I feel like that could have ended very catastrophically for a number of pieces of equipment currently on or above my desk right now. So I see this as an absolute win. So I've never tried it out myself, but have you seen those little sponge pots people have been using for dry brushing? I'm not sure what they're called though. I have not. No, what is that? There's a lictor behind me. Alright, it could take me at this point. I don't know what it is. It looks a little like a little bottle with a sponge in it. Interesting. Might look that up in a bit so I can see what you're talking about. Something about wiping off paint but keeping the paint wet though. Interesting. I'll look into that. There's a new leak for a new kind of lictor called a ligmat. A ligmator that GW will be releasing. Interesting. I didn't see that leak. I did see the new I did see the Sigmar leak, so I guess now they've officially announced them at this point, but I did see a few days ago before they announced the new like Cities of Sigmar models for Age of Sigmar. I saw those leaks, but I did not see the Ligmator leaks. My bad. I guess it's a damp sponge. I had to look up a dry brush sponge on YouTube. There are a few tutorials. Oh, okay. Ooh. Yay for new tutorials to check out. Always love watching new tutorials and picking up new things as a result. New techniques and whatnot. I'm a big edutainment guy. Don't know if I ever made that clear in the past, but edutainment content of all sorts. That's my jam right there. I think if I ever have kids one day, the first thing I'm exposing them to, literally, is going to be my collection of old Spy Fox and Pajama Sam games. Well, I say old, but I recently rebought a bunch of those games and like the putt games on Steam because they were on sale during the summer sale for like a couple bucks each. I was like, oh, there's no way I can't pick up these. These games were literally like my childhood, my elementary school computer lab. Damn, those were the days. I remember my mom would she would drop me off early at school because she had to be at like work early back in those days. And the first person there was always our computer teacher, Mrs. Hudak. I'll never forget her. She was such a kind lady. And she would let those of us kids who had gotten to school early, she'd let us into the computer lab and we would like sit and play all those sorts of games like Pajama Sam, Putt, Freddy Fish, Spy Fox, all the humongous entertainment games like the Backyard Sports series and things like that, the Jumpstart games, Clue Finders, fucking... even like Pop Tropica online once that became more of a thing. Although for cybersecurity purposes, our elementary school eventually did end up banning Pop Tropica on the computers because they were worried about hackers and shit. It was sad, but, in retrospect, I understand. Someone beat Pajama Sam by doing whatever ChatGPT told him to do. That is fucking wild. That is fucking wild that someone would even, fucking think of that in the first place. And I'm also just kind of low-key amazed that ChatGPT, well, I'm assuming, and I don't care about spoilers here necessarily, but I'm assuming ChatGPT did beat the game, right? Because if so, that's like kind of fucking incredible. It took like 5 hours, damn. I mean, going by the standard of most players who'd be playing Pajama Sam, namely little kids, that's actually pretty fast. I wonder how fast I could be Pajama Sam if I played it today. I might have to check that out. Maybe that can be a future stream idea. I genuinely do not remember much of anything from those games at all. So that'd be an interesting experiment. Would you guys want to see a Pajama Sam playthrough or like any of the good old Humongous Entertainment games? See how truly silly and dumb I actually am. Oh my god. Yeah, honestly, Pajama Sam stream, that might be the wave. If y'all are down, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I figured that might have been slightly out after your time, Nikki. Well, I guess maybe a Pajama Sam stream would be a perfect opportunity to enlighten you on the wonders and the glories of Humongous Entertainment games, especially as far as Pajama Sam is concerned. All right. Moving on to the final phase of our slap chopping. Just gonna add a final, very fine highlight of pure white all over the models just to make the sharpest edges pop just that much more. You don't know what that is either? Oh my god, Grace, seriously? Oh fuck, alright. That tears it. That tears it. We are officially... There will be a Pajama Sam stream in the future. That just cinched it right there, high key. We can't have that. We must I must enlighten you all who do not know the joys of the glory of Pajama Sam. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. That stream will be coming in the future. You know, I had one idea of a game to play for when we hit 100 subscribers, but actually, you know what? I think that game will actually now be Pajama Sam. It'll actually be Pajama Sam now. You all have convinced me, have inspired me. Yippee. Let's go, Godzilla. Let's go. I appreciate the inspiration, y'all. Oh yeah, see, that's popping ever. That's popping so much more now. Really digging this. Ah, yeah, that looks so good. We also need a Tears of the Kingdom stream. Ooh, Tears of the Kingdom. I wouldn't mind doing that either. As soon as I figure out how to hook up my switch to my rig and everything, yeah, I'd be down to play Tears of the Kingdom with y'all too. I've already started playing a little bit of it. Haven't gotten too terribly far, but that's totally something I'd be down to play with you guys too. What part are you at? Let's see. I'm about like 10 hours in. And I am attempting right now, I am clearing Rito Village right now is where I'm at. I decided to go there first, just because I kind of felt like that's where the game was kind of leading me to go first. I'm currently trying to make my way through like the platforming puzzle. Or I've made it through most of it. I've gotten to the shrine at the top, at like the checkpoint. I'm just kind of trying to get through the final part now of that whole jumping puzzle sequence. That has the best reward for beating that dungeon. Oh, nice. I can't wait to see what it is. Yeah, it fucking better, though, too, because, like, low-key, getting through that jumping puzzle sucked. Boss is pretty easy, though. Alright, good to know, good to know. I remember, like, back when, like, Breath of the Wild was still at kind of, like, its peak. I remember a lot of people talking about how, like, one of their main critiques was that the boss fights were all kind of lame. And, to an extent, I agree. But ultimately, I wasn't really looking to be like super duper challenged by the combat in Breath of the Wild. I still had a grand old time without that, actually. So, you know, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. Also, have you come across the Gloom Hands? Yes. I forget in what context, but I have come across the Gloom Hands, yes. Fucking terrifying. Reminds me of the first time I came across a wall master in Ocarina of Time. Oh my god, I'll never forget when I saw my first like 2. That gave me immediate Ocarina of Time PTSD. Gave me Ocarina of Time flashbacks. Oh, word. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Godzilla Nerd. It's a bad surprise. Ah. Interesting. I see. Topaz and rubies at it, noted. First time I tried firing a ruby at an enemy, I blew myself up by mistake. I didn't realize how powerful that shit was going to be. That was really fucking funny. Or bombs, noted, noted. And if you do all 4 dungeons, there's a way to dupe stuff really easily in the stuff after that. Noted. Noted. I'll be sure to look into that as well. There's one thing that I love in my RPGs always, it's more items. More spelled M-O-A-R, of course, because it's fucking 2011. It's 2011 up in this bit. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Gibdos. Oh, yeah. I remember Gibdos. Those also fucking terrified me when I played Ocarina of Time as a kid. Nice to know that they're making a reappearance. All right. So, we have finally finished sketching out pretty much all of our light values for our models. Cool, cool. I think now we can move to trying some color. Just to test out to make sure we've done this right. So, first speed paint we're going to whip out is some Hive Dweller Purple. Hive Dweller Purple. Hive Dweller Purple. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that was upright for y'all. So let's see how this goes. We're going to be using our Army Painter Monster Brush. I'm going to use some brushes that are not our Rosemary & Co. brushes just because speed paints, contrast paints, just kind of like shades, can also kind of run to the fair rule of the brush and kind of mess them up if you're not careful. And also, this is a nice brush with a nice big tip, and big tips are best when working with speed paint, contrast paint type situations because they're more efficient with the paint application. All right. Oops. Alright, let's get our brush a little wet. Roll that in our hands a little bit. Doesn't have to be too moist. Moisten that up a little bit more. Alright, now we're just going to load up our brush with some Hive Dweller Purple here. Roll out some of the excess, and let's try to apply some of this stuff. Very strong pigmentation there. That is excellent. This is probably going to require more than one coat, but that's fine. All right. So far, not too shabby. Nice. These 2.0 speed paints are much easier to control than their 1.0 predecessors. I don't feel like afraid that these are going to run anywhere that I don't want them to go, which is really nice. They also decreased the working time on these, which I think is both a blessing and a bit of a curse too. For one thing, I did enjoy kind of doing some pseudo wet blending with by taking advantage of the old reactivation issue that the 1.0 speed paints had. But as someone who likes to, not waste too much time when painting, I can appreciate the fact that the faster, more efficient drying time is going to make it so that I can work on minis in a much more, efficient way. Pros and cons, pros and cons. Oh yeah, that's grand right there. Yeah, this SpeedPay 2.0 formula, I see the difference. It's good. It's pretty good. It's really nice, actually. I love painting. I love painting minis, you guys. I truly do. I really, really do. When it's been a while since I've last painted, I tend to forget sometimes. And then when I get back into it, I'm just like, man, this is literally my favorite thing to do with my time. And I'm happy I get to, of course, share in this experience with you all too. Don't forget, y'all, if you are enjoying our time here together, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we go live every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right here at youtube.com/Chimera Games. You can also just leave a like on the stream too. That would go, of course, a long way in helping out the channel as well. Thank you, guys. All right. Nice. Okay. Honestly, I low-key feel like just going through with this one model right now and kind of seeing where we end up with some of the other colors. The next color I want to try is a new color that wasn't in the 1.0 series, which is called Blinding Light. It's the second of a couple. It's one of a few different white colors there are in this set. And I don't know what this one looks like, so we're gonna try it. Oh, interesting. It's like a light gray type situation. I wonder how this is gonna dry on once it's fully applied. Interesting. Not what I thought. Not what I would have thought blinding light would be. Yeah, I agree. Now, I will say that these paints were designed by Army Painter to go over top a pure white base coat. So maybe that's why the expected result is perhaps a bit different than what you or I would have thought of. Honestly, that's got to actually be the only reason. That's actually got to be the main reason. Probably wasn't really all that designed for like a zenithal or anything that really includes any black at all. Maybe a shades for white. Yeah. What do you mean by that, Nikki? Oh, wait, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just picked up on what you were saying. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, add value to a white color. Yeah. I'm inclined to agree. Although, it's not working out too badly here either. I can see as like it's starting to dry, it's becoming more translucent in the areas we kind of want it to be translucent in. And it actually looks really good on the hood on top right here too, so yeah. I'm vibing with this. I guess we'll know what this color's true intentions are once it fully cures, but yeah, I think you're onto something for sure. This reminds me a lot of Apothecary White from Citadel. Which, at least in my opinion, tends to act like a bit of a shade paint for white, in my experience too. So yeah, I'm definitely smelling what you're cooking there, Nikki. Definitely smelling what you're cooking there. Hey, Flacco, what's good? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. We just finished sketching out light values on all of our minis, like so. And now we're just putting in some color, some initial color now. You missed the fucking roach attack, by the way. A roach had flown in here earlier and I had to dispatch it. So yeah. How are you doing? I'm gonna try to do a pure white color. I ordered some stuff to make Loyalist World Eaters. Nice. Okay. It was a close fight. True. Glad the week is over. I heard that. Okay, what do I want to do next? I want to do, I think, the shaft of the spear next. But before I do that, I'm gonna grab a different wood color than the one I had originally picked out. I'll go to the 1.0 speed paint version of Dark Wood since it's just within reach. I don't think I'll need to worry too much about using the 2.0 version over the 1.0 version. Just need a little bit of it for now. And then for the next models, I'll fish out the 2.0 version specifically. See, actually, you know what? Let me check the back of the bottle. How do they describe this? Oh no, it's right here on the bottom right hand corner. Okay, they just describe it as just a white. So then there's another white I have on here. Where's holy white? So how do they describe this? They can describe holy white as a grayish white. Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, that tells me, Nikki, that you were right. Basically, I think this was like fully intended to go on top of like a white base coat, and then kind of just add some depth to it to make it look more realistic, more better defined, I guess. Mm-hmm. Got a little bit right there. Okay, perfect. Nice. All right, while we're in the brown mood here, let me go in and do the leather bits on this model too. Get these belts. Okay, I don't think I missed any more. All right. I just need to go back into the purple real quick. There we go. Cover that. Okay. These parts that I forgot earlier too. Perfect. All right. Now it's time to get to the real shit. Time to get to the metal bits, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to use the first of our metallic speed paints. Very excited to try these out. We're going to start with brazen copper first. Nikki says, oh, I've always wanted to see those. Nice. Well, here's your chance here and now, my friend. Oh, this one's got a bit of a clog. Hold on. Easy fix. Let me just grab my safety pin. Or what's left of it, I should say, at this point. Grab that out of here. This is my emergency paint bottle declogging device, of course. Put this back, this drawer back in there. Perfect. And now we just... There we go. Excellent. Uh-oh. Okay. Cool. Ooh, this one is so cool looking. Okay, I'm very excited for this. Here we go. All right. So the first area I want to apply this to, just real quick, it's going to be right up here on the halo, actually. We'll start there. Oh, that looks so cool. That goes on really nicely. That goes on really smooth. It's a gorgeous color, too. Nice, deep, rich, coppery tone. I dig that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna get the pommel of the spear. I almost forgot the word for pommel. I don't know how well it picks up on camera, but I can still see my undercoating work even through the metallics, which is good. Gives them a nice richness, a nice depth, which is what we are going for here in general. Oh yeah, that's looking great. All right. Let's do the shield next. Nice. This looks great. These low-key might be my new favorite. These might be my new favorite metallic paints. I'm not even kidding. I am not even joking with you right now. You can see it better on the shield. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Good, good, good. Sorry you couldn't see it very well before. Yeah, that's looking good. Nice. All right. Done with the metals from, no, actually not quite yet. I forgot one more part. The Rosarius on her robes. Just need a tiny little bit of paint for that. There we go. Get all the associated little beads to this belt buckle right here. This other rosaries right here. I gotta bounce, but do you mind sending me a close-up of that shield on and spend some time? Yeah, absolutely. I will do that as soon as I wrap up stream tonight, Nikki. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, fam. Appreciate you as always. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Have a good one. All right. Next paint is going to be, where is Enchanted Steel? So I really like giving their halberds and spears a bluish silver look. And originally when I painted my first Celestian Sacresants, the way I achieved that was by painting on a bluish metallic silver called Grey Knight Steel. And then I shaded it with Drakenhof Nightshade. That blue shade paint I've mentioned in the past is one of my favorites. And thankfully, we can actually get that same look in one fell swoop now because there is a speed paint that is itself a bluish silver called Enchanted Steel. So that's exciting. Just gonna shake that up real quick. This one needs a little bit more shaking. This needs a little bit more shaking. I can see some pigment having settled at the bottom of it. Zoolander's new look. What do you mean by Zoolander's new look? Oh, enchanted steel. Oh my god, you're so right. That did not click in my head. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's been like 10 years since I've seen blue steel. Yep, Yep, you're right. It's been a long time since I last saw Zoolander. It's been like 10 years since I saw Zoolander 1. And I never did see Zoolander 2. Oh yeah, that is very bluish, I can tell. It's a little subtle, but when it passes over the areas that are like white, I can see like the bluish hue kind of shining through. I might end up shading this with Drakenhof Nightshade once it dries fully. That might have to be a between sessions type of situation though, just to ensure that this paint has the time it needs to fully cure. Or not between sessions, but like after this session ends. A next session thing is I guess what I meant to say there, yeah. Just might have to wait for next session, but we'll see. This belt buckle right here too. Just noticed that, I want to pick that out. Nice. Okay. Okay. It's crazy how this is almost done. Yes. Go back into our copper real quick. Grab some of these. Actually, let me use a different metal instead. Let me use Talos Bronze instead for some of these armor accents. Oh shit. Fuck. Well, on the bright side, nothing broke just now, so. Just picking out some of the finer details all across the armor now. Okay. Nice. I think next I want to layer on like a yellowish gold on some of these parts too. Just to give the metals a bit more variety. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to do that. I'm going to switch now to Goddess Glow for her face real quick. This will provide a good base for adding some facial highlights later on. Wow, that's actually low-key the easiest time I've ever had picking out a face. And now actually really quickly, while it's still wet, I do want to actually start sort of blending in a little bit of pale sand. Sort of wet blending it in there, start making the face details sort of lift a little bit more. Yeah, kind of like that. Not gonna lie, there's honestly not a lot of face on the model to pick out. So this is a little tricky, but with some perseverance we can get it. Okay. Go back through and reapply another coat of our blinding light on top of the robes and such, because they're looking a little ickier than I'd like. Okay. And of course, before we forget, gotta add the copper to the inside of her robes too, where visible. I think I let this sit on the wet palette too long. It's not quite cooperating in the way it was before. Shit. Hold on, gotta fix that little mistake real quick. Thankfully, speed paints are really, really easy to just simply wash away if you ever make a mistake. As long as you act fast before they dry too much. Okay. We'll come back to that color another time. What time is it? 10, 11? Alright. Gonna sort of reapply some of this to this shield here. Reinforce this coat. All right. You know what, friends? I think that this is a pretty decent stopping point for tonight. I'm going to stop right there for now. I am very happy with how this is turning out so far. I think we're going to leave this here for tonight. Because also, my throat is killing me and I will not be able to interact with you all for very much longer, so uh-oh, what the hell happened to my camera? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so that is going to do it for tonight, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream despite the obvious illness and whatnot and the little interruptions we experienced earlier. Appreciate y'all sticking with me. If you liked what you saw here, don't forget to leave a like before you go, because that really goes a long way in helping out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch y'all here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for yet another stream. And I keep on working on these Celestian Sacresants and have a good time while doing it. Thanks so much for coming in, y'all. Hope everyone has a good night. Peace.